What I'm having for breakfast. I'm having 2 Jimmy Dean turkey sausages, and I am having 2 eggs and some pieces of an heirloom tomato. And that's it. I didn't actually have any fruit this morning beforehand, but tomatoes are a fruit, so I'm going to have them with my meal. And the boys are getting ready here to go to church this morning, so they're having their breakfast. Hey everybody, it is Sunday afternoon now, and we are heading toward lunch. And hubby and I are going to be probably having some buffet. And we were thinking about, I do this on the weekends, you know that. If you're with me, you know that I'm pretty tight during the week, and then the weekend comes and I loosen things up a bit. So we were talking this morning, and the subject had come up about, I was actually watching Jess from Weight Watchers Journey to Healthy, and one of the comments that I made to her, she commented back something about an inquiry about the Whole30 diet, and I think she'd asked me if I had heard of that and what I had thought about that, and I'd seen a little bit about that. So as a result, that actually prompted me to go into looking into that a little bit more. I talked to my husband about it, and we were kicking around maybe doing it, doing the Whole30 diet, and I don't know. And then I thought, you know what? Well, let's look into it a little bit more. So what I ended up doing was spending a lot of time on not just watching a lot of testimonials of people who had been on it, but I actually watched a real good handful of reviews from actual dietitians and nutritionists reviewing the diet themselves, and also listened to the explanation of the diet from the founders. And so, I don't know, after kicking it around, it looks like to me, I introduced that idea to my husband this week, and then when I saw him this morning, he said, you know what, after a lot of thinking about it, I decided I was going to be supportive and I was going to be able to do it. And I said, well, now I'm not thinking about doing it anymore. So, you know what he said? Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad you're not. Because he knew that, one of the drawbacks of it is that, yes, it is only 30 days, but on the other side to that, it is a very, I don't want to say grueling, but it certainly can be a very grueling 30 days depending on where you're coming from, because it is very strict.
Very disciplined.
Yeah, it's very disciplined, and there's really no room for, like what we do is, I'll do Somersizing and Weight Watchers together, which is working beautifully. I put on another skirt this morning that I have not been able to fit into, and a shirt that I have never been able to wear. I bought it new, and I've had it for over a year, and I wore it this morning too, not the one I have on, but I had another one on, and I was really surprised at the fitting of that. So, I was just, it is, Somersizing and Weight Watching together are just working really well for me. But on the weekends and once in a while, I will, I'll loosen it up. I'll go to buffet. We'll have a donut day or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I get right back on, because honestly, it is, I want a healthy approach to food, and that means that I'm not going to be regimented 100% of the time, because life happens, and I would like to live it as well. I am a foodie, I've mentioned that before, and I do want to enjoy different things once in a while, within moderation. And so, that being said, looking at the Whole30 diet, if you stray from the diet plan, the plan for that 30 days, even once, you have to reset and start all over again. It's highly recommended by the founders to do that. And so, on one end, I'm hearing that it's an elimination diet, yet at the same time, things like eggs and seafood are allowed, which are typically eliminated in an elimination diet, because in an elimination diet you take out things that you're really looking to see if there's anything that is you're intolerant to. And one of the other factors as to why I don't think I'll do it is because I already know what I'm intolerant to. And one of the dietitians that reviewed it had mentioned how doing things like that, it is good for some people, and there's a time for that, but sometimes doing things like that can actually bring about an intolerance, and you have to be really careful about that. I actually don't want to do that. So I don't know if now's the time for us to do that. I think that we really value the freedom of, a couple days a week maybe, or a meal here or there, where we loosen things up a bit, you know what I mean? And you'll see and you'll go, wait a minute, that's not summer-sized, or that's not, that doesn't seem to look like you're summer-sizing on that. Well, don't be too upset about it, because I'll be back. Life is, success is really what you do the most of the time. And that little bit of time that you do something else, it's okay. That's part of your success, is knowing that you can come back to your success, and then you don't have to stay stuck out there in Egypt, right? But it's just part of moderation and learning moderation. And it's something that, that's another thing that was brought up, is that if you have some kind of a problem with your relationship with food, is some kind of an issue where you're very easily pushed to, I don't want to say an orthorexic type of thinking, but where you start thinking this is bad or that is bad, it's probably the Whole30 probably wouldn't be good for you, because it may push you more in that direction. And I don't think that I have a problem with that, but there are some people who maybe do, and that's what you need to think about before going on it. It seems like a really good detox for 30 days if you can do it. And then I've also heard that if you want to do like a 15-day, you're not going to get as much benefit for your gut as you would for the 30-day, but a 15-day detox of the Whole30 diet would probably give you an idea as to whether or not you want to do the whole 30 days. And so that's an idea. I kicked that around and I said, you know what, I don't really want to do it for the 15 days. So why would I want to do it for the 30 days? So I figured then it's probably not right for me right now. But anyway, yeah, or him, he's very happy that we won't be doing that right now. But in any case, before I embarked on it, if I was to do it, in addition to doing all that research on the reviews about it, I would have also bought the book and the cookbook, and I have done a thorough search through the books before making that final decision on going forward with it. But I'm not at that point. It's also, sorry, we're in a parking garage. It's dark. Also, one of the nutritionists that was reviewing it also said that if one of the reasons to go forward with it is if you are of the mindset that you're just ready to change, and you're ready for change, to make a big change in your life, and all systems are go, then do it. But if you're not at that point where you know that you're not going to be 100% on it, and maybe something's not catapulting you into making that kind of a commitment, then don't do it. And that's not where I'm at. So I'm not going to do it, because I'm not at that point where I feel like I'm going to do something that drastic or so. I mean, it's not like a water fast or something. You do eat good whole foods. It's just that my freedom and stuff that I enjoy now, especially embarking on the holidays, I really value that. And plus, with Weight Watchers, there are some things that I can fit into Somersizing and Weight Watchers that I really love and that I would rely on, and that they would be gone because they don't fit in the Whole30, and so it would be even more restrictive than I am willing to go with right now. So that being said, thanks for hanging in there, and it was a long explanation, but I just kind of want to share that with you today. All right, love you guys. Thanks for hanging in there. See you next time. Bye.